Fishing is what I'm covering today. It should be everybody's favorite skill. But if you don't like fishing, I really hope you change your mind after you watch this video, because I'm covering Frozen Blaze fishing, which is also known as FB fishing. For those who don't know, FB fishing is when you get groups of up to 6 people together who wear Blaze or Frozen Blaze armor, and they fish together. The armor's ability hits the mobs people fish up and allows for everybody together to proc loot share and bestiary for those sea creatures. It's the most efficient way to fish by a healthy margin for most sea creatures, and you can find these parties with guild members or discords such as SBZ. Gear-wise, you're going to want some fairly good gear, as Frozen Blaze is not exactly a fishing set. I would absolutely recommend getting the tier 2 fishing equipment, which you can reforge to Snowy, and you'll want to use a Thunder Necklace as your first slot. Your Frozen Blaze should be on Submerged or Festive if you don't plan to use it anywhere else. If it's your dungeon set, you obviously can't do that. Legion or Bobbin Time is expensive, but is a solid investment if you plan to fish for a significant amount of time. For your rods, you should use a Rod of the Sea or an Auger Rod if you're in the Jerry's Island. These rods should have full tier 6 enchants and a reforge to maximize your fishing speed and sea creature chance. For pets, everything except Jerry fishing, you'll want an Ammonite pet, because you'll be underground for most everything. You can use a Shelmet, you can use a Souvenir. A Shelmet will reduce your knockback, which makes fishing more fun, but you lose 5 sea creature chance. If you have low sea creature chance, use your best judgment. And for baits, you'll want to use your designated bait for a festival, which could be spooky bait, shark bait, or frozen bait for the Jerry's Island. And for anything else like oasis fishing, you want to use fish bait for the non-festival related tasks. The Glowy Tonic gives you 30 fishing speed. This can also be applied to God Pots. And this makes 30 fishing speeds very significant. And your beacon and your enrichments, you will need them on sea creature chance, because this gives up to 22 additional sea creature chance. It is incredibly significant. If you do not have these, you will get horrible sea creature chance, and you probably will not find many parties. And for additional information, you're going to be in combat all the time, because Frozen Blaze will attack mobs, which puts you in combat. To get out of combat to add more baits or to auction something, you can use a Wither Cloak sword and right click, which gives you about 10 seconds to do whatever you need to do. If you're looking to maximize your total bestiary for long periods of time, place a chum cap bucket down. The Agarimus that spawn from this are impossible to grind by themselves, and just placing buckets when you're doing the rest of the bestiaries will get them done slowly over time. And if everybody in your party is doing this, you're going to farm them much faster. And when you're fishing in tight groups like Crystal Hollows, you can use /CT import Neo Hider. With the /HP command, will hide your nearby players and will hide certain mobs like sharks. This can make fishing more bearable, but if you have mobs you need to hit, you cannot use this. Frozen Blaze fishing can be done for most water sea creatures. The exception to this is of course the lava sea creatures, which you will have to use specific parties for, namely Jabba's parties or fireworm parties. You'll most easily find water parties for the Spooky Festival and the Fishing Festivals, which are often held in the Crystal Hollows, namely the Jungle and the Goblin Hideout. The Jungle allows players to fish up the Abysmal Miner, or the Zombie Miner, which is a rare sea creature chance that is only found in the jungle. The Goblin Hideout allows players to fish up waterworms and poisoned waterworms, which are only found in the Goblin's Hideout. Waterworms can be fished exclusively with the new worm bait, and parties do exist for these, but they're not very common. And the last part of the Crystal Hollows parties is the lava worms, which they can be fished with Frozen Blaze, but they're not common. Most often you'll find people using Dreadlord swords, where they fish into a pool, and as a group they decide to all loot share at the same time. It's the same principle. You get loot share, you get bestiary, but you will not be using Frozen Blaze. You can use other armor sets like Magma Lord. Winter sea creatures are also fished together as a group. Reindeer pet instead of an Ammonite pet is what we will use in the pools underneath. Despite being underground, reindeer is still the best. I don't know why. But the only difference for Jerry fishing is you will catch rain drakes, which are not killed with Frozen Blaze. For these, you will have to warp Jerry and fight them in the air. The ideal gear is Precursor Eyes, Terror Boots, and 2/4 Storm or 2/4 Aurora, whichever you have. And you will spam Shift, which causes the Precursor Eye to hit the dragon and causes you to fly, where then you can spam bow the dragon to lower its health and get gifts. It's not perfect because the dragon will continuously fly upward, and if you get too high, you get teleported back round, which will harm your bestiary because you won't be close enough to the dragon to catch the bestiary. That's the only issue with it. The last water sea creatures you can catch are boring. There is 2 oasis mobs, the rabbit and the sheep, which are done with Frozen Blaze. The rabbit is rarer than the sheep, so that's what you'll want to keep track of. These parties, they're short, they're small, and they're not that often, so if you find one, catch it. The Carrot King can be caught anywhere with carrot bait. You'll often find members of your party doing these in fishing festivals, spooky festivals, or the Oasis parties, because they'll just do it slowly over time rather than focusing on it. The Agarimu, which you've heard about, is the most annoying, because you cannot ride it. If you have chum caps down all the time, this probably won't be an issue, but if you've done a lot of fishing already and you're mostly done with bestiaries, this will be the slowest mob for you to grind. Oasis, I believe, has the highest chance for Agarimus, so you can grind them there. And Night Squids are the last one, which you can catch in the park with rain. It's a 22% chance flat, nothing increases it. And I've only ever found a single party for this, so if you can find people that are going to do it, take it. You will not probably get another chance. That concludes this guide. If you have any more questions, ask them in the comments, and I'll do my best to respond. Peace.